So Margaret's now going to just say something about the situation that she finds herself in as a mental health practitioner in a GP practice.
Yes. I work in Abbeymead's medical practice, which is in the north part of Swindon, which is like West Swindon was 20, 30 years ago, in its embryonic stages, beginning to grow with looking at a lot of things that the community are asking to be a part of. The lady that I'm going to talk about doesn't have a family. She has, she was working full time, came up from London to Swindon and worked locally and became quite unwell, so met a lot of challenges in her life that she was floundering trying to deal with. So she approached the GP about how could he help, and because there was a mental health issue, it naturally came as a referral to me. So we've got a young lady who is involved with, I would think, every single part of that graph up there. She's seeking employment. She's desperately trying to find her way. She's working as a volunteer at the moment with a local charity. Social activities, she's beginning to involve herself with social activities, but she finds it very difficult and very challenging because of her mental health. She's part of the local mental health services. She has her own community psychiatric nurse. She has her own GP who's very supportive. She has me in the practice. She's working with social services trying to sort out her, she worked previously in elderly care, so she's looking at, what do you call it when you have to get clearance for child protection?
Yeah. It used to be CRB.
CRB, whatever it is. She's working with them trying to get that sorted out. She's working with CAB because she's got huge debts. She's working with the law centre because she's got an issue with a previous employer. She's working with housing because she's in private rental at the moment. And she's so frustrated with everything she's trying to get done. Fortunately, I've linked up with the CPN who's working in the local mental health service. So with the psychiatrist and herself and me, we're trying to look at a care plan that helps her to tease out all of this situation. But it's a referral to a lot of agencies who are busy, and there's a waiting list or there's a time lapse, and things don't get done quickly enough for her. So she becomes frustrated and her behaviour is more challenging as time goes on. So if we were working in Abbeymeads with a system as Kath and Anne have described there, I think the system would manage itself much better. There would be me or somebody else, or the CPN, or whoever, taking control of what's happening for her and making sure that there's communication amongst us all so that we can stop all this bureaucracy and stuff that goes on which impinges on people's well-being. And that's what I would like to see.
Thanks very much. Anne, I'm not sure whether Annette, did you want to comment at this stage? Is there anything you wanted to say?
I'm not sure really. I mean, I think one of the things when we were talking yesterday about how to sort of explain what Horizons was aiming to do, and Anne talked about the story that she's just said. I mean, I found that was such a useful story because what it emphasised was not, you know, if we focused less on symptoms, on assessment, on the sort of organisational needs, and more directly on with the individual, and the individual in context and the individual within the community in which an individual lives, and there was more emphasis in community strengths as well as individual strengths, we would have something very different than we do at the moment. But that's hard to do because in all the caring organisations, we all try to be person-centred. That is our, you know, that's our aim and that's our sort of rhetoric. But actually, the system works against it, and endless assessments very sort of long assessments that actually don't particularly lead anywhere, that all works against what everybody in the system's trying to do. So in a small way, in Horizons, where we are trying to try different things to see how it goes, you know, foot in the water, trying, and working in Eldine gives us the opportunity of also looking at it from a community perspective, working with the enthusiasm and the strengths that are within the community, supporting that, and seeing where that leads, and trying to sort of link it all together. So.
Excellent, thank you. Right.